Hi, and welcome to preparing for your first LAMDA exam. Now, the first thing that I wanted to do was say huge congratulations for getting this far. You've put a lot of work in and you've been preparing your speeches or preparing your acting pieces or your verse and prose, and now it's time for your exam. So, whatever happens on the exam day, you've done a lot, you've achieved a lot to get this far already. So, let's look at your exam day. The only thing that relieves pressure is preparation, and that's so true. So you are going to feel calmer and more prepared if you have everything ready. So we're going to look at what you need to prepare in advance, what you can do to make the day run smoother for you, and then what will happen on the day in the exam. So, what do you need to prepare? Well, one of the first things is to fill in your LER details. So this is your learner exam report. You will have been sent it, and it's the sheet that the examiner sends to you, and they will fill it out. So you'll leave it with them, and then you'll receive it back with your results afterwards. Think about the clothing that you're going to wear. So you want to avoid things with pockets or zips, laces, drawstrings, anything that you might subconsciously be tempted to fiddle with. So think about what you're wearing. Try not to wear great big logos as well across tops, but try and dress neutrally if you can. You will need clean, legible copies of any verse and prose or acting pieces. And if you're doing public speaking, you'll need your note cards. So you won't need to give in your note cards. All right, but let's make sure that they're prompts only, not full sentences, and that they're there as a safety net. So you're not reading off them right in front of you, but they're down by your sides and you can have a quick glance if you need a prompt. You will need, if you are doing public speaking and using a slide deck presentation, you'll need your laptop, and your laptop will need its charger, so it will be charged, but bring your charger as well. You might also use a wireless mouse or a clicker. There we go, or a clicker that I've got here, which will help you move through the slides rather than moving forwards to the desk where your laptop is. So you can set that up sort of in front of the examiner and then step back and deliver your speech. If you are using a flip book, then make sure that you have maybe a music stand or something to stand it on. There usually are chairs and tables there, so you can prop it up on a table, but make sure you've practiced doing this so that it will stand up on its own. If you are over 16, you will need to bring ID. So you obviously won't have your driving license yet, but you may have a passport or your school or college ID. So they need to check photo ID with a name and a date of birth on it if you are over 16. Right, so you've got all that packed and you need to check your journey now. So how are you going to get there? You get travelling by public transport or by car. If you are, have you checked the route? Have you got an alternate route just in case there are diversions, roadworks, there's an accident, suddenly there's a major traffic jam and congestion on your way? Is there another route? So have all that prepared and check travel updates for any incidents. Okay, so you've arrived there now. You've arrived in plenty of time. You've gone in, a steward has greeted you, and they'll have a clipboard and they'll mark you off. So they'll register you in and show you into a waiting room. Now, while you're waiting, it's not the time to go through your full performances or your full speech. If you're not ready by now, you will never be. You're ready enough. So what you can do is just quietly maybe look over your pieces or go through it in your mind and visualize the order that you're going to do things, the introductions that you're going to give. So you can just go through that Before you left home, it would have been a good idea as well to have done a full vocal warm-up to make sure that your vocal cords are nice and lubricated. Bring a bottle of water as well, that's always good. And do a physical warm-up as well, so we haven't got tension restricting ourselves. Okay, and now it's your time. So the steward comes into the room, looks around, and calls your name. Now don't go running in, eager to get it over and done with. Just stand up, make sure you have your LER, your learner exam report, you have your clean pieces. If you need your a laptop or any other sort of props or visual aids, chargers, anything like that, just make sure that you have everything. The last thing you want to do is go into the room and go, I've forgotten something in the waiting room, and then have to run out, because that's eating into your valuable exam time. So you're going to walk in with confidence. All right, the examiner is going to give you a smile, and if they don't, you will give them one of yours. Maybe they're short on smiles, but I'm sure they will. So they'll give you a smile and you will greet the examiner with a nice cheery good morning or good afternoon. You'll hand them your LER and then your pieces if you need to do that, or you'll take this time now to set up your laptop. Please don't ignore the examiner if they're talking to you. So there may be some small talk here, just checking your name, checking your grade. If they haven't done that, include it in your introduction. When the examiner is ready and you are ready, stand center stage, poised and ready to begin. You will deliver your first piece, and there will be a brief pause where the examiner will jot down some notes and you can set up for your second piece. So catch your breath and take a drink of that water. It's always good to keep hydrated. You've done all your pieces now, and it's time for the knowledge or conversation section. So you'll be invited to join the examiner at the desk for the knowledge section. This is a time where you stay calm, be yourself. You're not in any sort of role unless you're doing the Shakespeare exam, where you are in role. And for a conversation, you need to imagine it's a tennis match. So it's not an interview where they ask you questions and you answer, but rather it's going backwards and forwards. Okay, so you're listening to them, you're listening for opportunities that you could ask a question that could further or extend that conversation. Okay, you're answering their questions, but you're keeping it going and bouncing it back again. All right, so we've done lots of practice of conversations. It's easy peasy. I know it's a total stranger, but they're on your side. They're looking to award you marks. You have to remember that. They're looking at what you can do, not at what you can't do. Okay, so make sure you listen and respond appropriately, and you stay in the conversation, concentrating, not looking out the window or fiddling with your zips or your drawstrings. Another reason why not to wear them. Okay, so at the end of the exam, the examiner will recap with you. So they will go through what you've done today. So they might say, right, Sam, you have performed 2 pieces for me. You have told me about the reasons and the research for your speeches. And we have had a conversation on the importance of music. And you will agree, obviously, if you've gone through all those things. And then they will announce, well, it is now the end of your examination. You can relax. It's over. They might again just chat to you. Relax. Don't go running out. And thank the examiner. Nice, polite thank you before you gather up your bits and pieces and leave the room. Do make sure you have everything, because you can't run back in once the next exam is underway. If you do forget something, mention it to the steward, and between exams, they may be able to retrieve it for you. Right, you've finished your exam. Go and do something fun. Go and have a fun day out. treat yourself. And try and forget about it, because the results will take a while. They do say prepare for 6 to 8 weeks. So allow that time. Often they're quicker than that. Okay. But if you want to check on the progress of reports, you can always check the LAMDA notice board. So there's a link there. You can look it up online and see where they're at. Well, that's all I think I need to say to you. I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time. So have fun. Good luck. Enjoy.